Good and Evil, Part 1, a Bangtan Library presentation for the Wings project. Welcome to Part 1 of our video series on good and evil in the BTS Wings era. We hope that you will find and enjoy new perspectives on this groundbreaking album together with Bangtan Library. Intro, Boy Meets Evil. The title of the first track places the theme of good and evil at the forefront of the entire Wings album. Then, the very first line evokes the duality of light and dark, a common metaphor for good and evil. It's getting dark, the light in my future. This theme of light and dark, white and black, is used as a visual representation of good and evil in the music video for the Wings album title track Blood, Sweat and Tears. On the surface of the music video, we see this duality in the statues on the left and right sides of the podium, the doorways, Jin's clothes, and the white being with black wings. The meaning of evil differs greatly between various religions, philosophies, and time periods. But the Christian surface-level definition in the Blood, Sweat and Tears music video is that of a negative opposing force to good. God versus devil, angels versus demons. Boy Meets Evil, Blood, Sweat and Tears. The lyrics and visuals of these tracks appear to deal with the sort of evil that matches the definition in the Oxford Dictionary. Profound immorality and wickedness, especially when regarded as a supernatural force. The good and evil dichotomy is treated as synonymous here with morality and immorality. Morality and immorality are theoretical concepts for philosophers to discuss and religious leaders to preach. By putting these theoretical concepts into action, we get one more dichotomy, the moral behavior dichotomy, virtue and sin. The Christian or Western view on display here is that evil is an external force tempting humans into abandoning moral behavior. He too was a tempter. He too was a link to the second, the evil world with which I no longer wanted to have anything to do. This is a quote from the book Jungian by Hesse, which is used in the music video for Blood, Sweat and Tears. The 7 deadly sins. The sinful behavior that humans could be tempted into were listed by the Catholic Church as lust, which is letting desire for sex, power, or money control your actions. Gluttony, overconsumption of food, drink, and status symbols. Greed, the selfish hoarding of more resources than needed. Sloth, carelessness, laziness, and poor work ethic. Envy, begrudging someone the things you yourself desire. Wrath, giving in to angry and vengeful behavior. And pride, arrogance, hubris, and exaggerated self-importance. The 7 virtues to remedy these sins are chastity, temperance, charity, diligence, patience, kindness, and humility. The lyrics of Boy Meets Evil touch on a couple of sins. My irresistible greed. The Korean word yukshim indicates intense desire and ambition, which can go too far. This love is another name for evil. The love of success is not virtuous love, but sinful lust. The music video for Blood, Sweat and Tears depicts several of the 7 sins as well. At the very start, we have greed and gluttony. That is not a museum. That is the private home of a mansion owner amassing and overindulging in symbols of wealth. The next sin depicted is sloth, again combined with gluttony. Overindulging in mind-altering drinks and drugs and lazing about instead of making yourself useful. But the most obvious sin portrayed in the Blood, Sweat, and Tears music video is lust. From paint-splattering arrows to wildly erupting fountains, symbols of carnal willingness are everywhere. If symbolism isn't enough, just look at the dance moves and facial expressions. We even have all 7 BTS members being offered to eat the forbidden fruit, in Western tradition an apple, from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. It doesn't get more sinful in a music video than bringing up the idea of original sin, humanity's fall from innocence. Plot twist. The theme of Wings goes far beyond good and evil, because this is BTS and no one should be surprised that their art is more complex than this simple duality. There are clues related to 3 famous authors in the Blood, Sweat, and Tears music video. It's library time! The first author is Nietzsche, whose quote, "One must have chaos in oneself to give birth to a dancing star," is seen at the end of the Blood, Sweat, and Tears music video. Simply put, to create something greater than yourself, you must rise above the good and evil moral divide and think for yourself. The second author is Jung. Yes, Map of the Soul Jung. He wrote about the demiurge or creator deity Abraxas. It is not a fallen angel we see turned from good to evil. It's Abraxas, a god above all the light and dark gods. It's a symbol of enlightenment. The third author is Hesse, whose novel Demian inspired the visual concept of Wings and Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Demian is about finding your own morals and thereby yourself. Hesse read books by Nietzsche, received Jungian psychotherapy, and exchanged personal letters with Jung about Demian. At the Wings album press conference, RM described Blood, Sweat, and Tears as a song that shows how one thinks, chooses, and grows. We have an expression, boy meets temptation. I think this expression fits our concept well. Truthfully, as people go through life, everyone faces small and big temptations, but the bigger the temptation, people will think about and anguish over it more. We see this experience as a part of growing up. As you can tell, BTS encourages you to think for yourself, make personal choices, learn, and grow instead of blindly accept what other people tell you is good or evil. Thank you for visiting the Bangtan Library. Browse our YouTube channel for more Wings Project videos and join our Discord server to discuss and read about BTS content.